Tourism and aviation go hand in hand in Europe, and the continent has made several attempts to get people traveling again, but many countries are now suffering surges in COVID-19 infections. German Chancellor Angela Merkel is pushing for tougher restrictions. Germany has recorded a daily high of nearly 600 fatalities. Germany came through the first wave of the pandemic relatively unscathed, but Europe's biggest economy has been severely hit by a second wave. Daily new infections are more than 3 times that of the peak earlier this year. The Chancellor now wants an extended Christmas school break. She also wants as many people working from home as possible. Germany's famous Christmas markets usually welcome tourists at this time of the year, but the pandemic is keeping them away. Trent Murray joins us now live from Berlin's Brandenburg Gate. So, are we likely to see those tougher restrictions called for by Chancellor Merkel?
Yeah, well, we heard in the last couple of hours Chancellor Merkel speak not far from where I am in the Reichstag Parliament building, and it was a really impassioned speech, I have to say, and quite uncharacteristic for the Chancellor. She really tried to rally people in Germany to just hold the line when it comes to fighting against this second wave of coronavirus, which of course has ensnared Germany. As you say, it won global praise during the beginning of the crisis for its handling of the pandemic, but it now finds itself 5 weeks into partial lockdown, and yet it is continuing to meet milestones like we saw today with that death toll, which it inevitably would not like to see. You can probably hear behind me there are some protesters here that are really protesting against some of those restrictions that the Chancellor is calling for. Of course, that the decision-making power, though, actually lies with Germany's 16 states. While the Chancellor would like to see more restrictions, it's those state leaders that really get the final say. And we are seeing moves in recent days against the backdrop of those increasing number of cases for some of those states to start incrementally bringing in more restrictions, including things like closing shops after Christmas, maybe moving the school holidays forward, as well as even a nighttime curfew in places where the coronavirus is particularly bad.
And Trent, tourism is a big contributor to the German economy. Tell us, or I guess help us understand, how badly has it been hit by the pandemic and the travel restrictions?
Yeah, well, certainly, Steve. Almost 40 million people visit Germany each year. It's just behind Italy, France and Spain in terms of the most visited country in Europe. And it's particularly very focused on events here. That's what really brings people in. Things like the Carnival in Cologne, Oktoberfest in Munich, and of course, those world-famous Christmas markets. Well, this year, they have all been cancelled because of COVID-19. It's brought a very heavy hit to the tourism sector here. And with the spiralling number of cases in Germany, there is just very little hope that those Christmas markets will be able to be brought back in any part of the country. They've been pretty well shuttered everywhere. There are some reasons to hope, though, for the tourism sector. The German flag carrier Lufthansa is really still trying to beef up its pre-flight testing. It believes that's a way to try and get people back into the skies as well as visiting Germany. And of course, we saw Singapore announce Germany as one of the handful of countries to join that reciprocal Green Lane arrangement. Experts say it's going to be those types of travel corridors that inevitably start to connect Europe back up to Asia.
Many thanks for that. Trent Murray speaking to us from Berlin.